So NFL honors came and went. We saw the yearly awards given out to NFL players. Congratulations to everyone that was nominated, and of course, congratulations to the winners. Defensive Player of the Year was Pat Surtain. He was my pick for Defensive Player of the Year. This is an absolutely shut down corner of classic proportions. We're talking like back in Darrelle Revis days with the Jets is what Pat Surtain reminded me of. Offensive Player of the Year, no surprise there. Saquon Barkley just having an unbelievably amazing year, doing so much for the position of running back that no one saw coming. Well, some people probably didn't see coming, but I did. You put a player like Saquon Barkley behind a great offensive line and a much better ran team. Well, you have the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl, one win away from possibly winning a championship versus the two-time defending Kansas City Chiefs. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no surprise there. Jayden Daniels absolutely ran away with it, for the entire season. Unbelievable year. I think the best rookie season of all time, and I'll be shocked if anyone anytime soon is able to top that. I'm not sure how you really top it, honestly, unless you are a rookie quarterback that takes your team to the Super Bowl in the first season. That's really the best. That's only the only way you can top the year that Jayden Daniels just had. Jared Verse of the LA Rams won Defensive Rookie of the Year. I've been impressed with the Rams and how they've really been able to just keep this defensive line. Dare I say, even make it better after the great Aaron Donald retired just last year. This team and this defensive line especially has gotten so much better. I think the next step from them is to figure out that linebacker position. But really great start with the D line. Congrats to those guys. And of course, NFL's MVP, Josh Allen, won NFL MVP this year. Congratulations to Josh Allen. He is well deserved. He had a fantastic season. He is well deserving of the MVP award. Now, with all that being said, Lamar Jackson, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions the entire season. If you want to put total touchdowns and total turnovers, it was 44 total touchdowns for Lamar and 9 turnovers. And we have 41 total touchdowns for Josh Allen and 6 turnovers. So, my only thing with Josh Allen winning the MVP, again, I get it. He had a great season. He deserves it. But when I hear about the reasoning behind giving Josh Allen the MVP, it just makes me feel like you're finding things to buffer your point to make it seem like Josh Allen had a better season than Lamar Jackson, instead of saying who was the best player in the NFL this season. You can't tell me with a straight face that Lamar Jackson wasn't the best player in the NFL this past season. I'm sorry. Just from statistics alone, because I watched a lot of ESPN, as we know. I watched Darren Orlovsky give his point about Josh Allen and why he should have won the MVP and why he got his vote. It was so pathetic that Jeff Saturday and Dominique Foxworth were literally laughing at the point. I watched them. They were laughing at him because, to me, it's just you're trying to find ways to buffer your point as to why it should be Josh Allen over Lamar, instead of saying, hey, what does the eye test tell you? What do the stats tell you? That Lamar was the best player in the league. That's really how I see it. I think there's been a lot of excuses being made to justify why we should give Josh Allen the MVP. And I don't even like saying justify because, again, Josh Allen played phenomenal. A lot of people thought that the Bills were going to take a step back, that they would possibly not even make the playoffs, let alone win the division the way they had. But they dominated the AFC East. They got the number 2 seed, got to the AFC Championship game. After everyone, including myself, thought that Josh Allen would take a step back because he turned the ball over a lot, and we didn't know what he would look like without a number 1 receiver in Stephon Diggs. Before Stephon Diggs got here, we had question marks about Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs got there, Josh Allen started to ascend. So we thought, now that those 2 receivers along with Gabe Davis are gone, we thought that Josh Allen would take a step back. He didn't do that. He actually got better. He won the MVP and had a great season. But it just feels like there's a lot of, tweaks here and there that are saying, it's like looking at a painting. When you can't really see the picture, or you're trying to make yourself see something that's not there, you squint a little bit. You try to just like, okay, now I see it. When you twist a little bit here, when you squint here, when you add the little point here, okay, this is why Josh Allen should have won the MVP over Lamar. Instead of saying, yeah, Lamar was the best player in the league, we should give him another MVP. It's like Jordan in this era where he clearly could have won more than however many MVPs he won in his era, but we had to give one to Barkley. We had to give one to Karl Malone here and there. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. We had to give one to Steve Nash. We had to give one to Dirk Nowitzki, even though Kobe was the best player in the league. We had to give one to Derrick Rose, even though LeBron was the best player in the league that year. We had to give it to James Harden, to Russell Westbrook. It's just like the voters' fatigue is a real thing. That's something that we need to acknowledge that is a real thing. And here's my other point. I'm actually happy that Lamar didn't win the MVP this year. And I'm going to tell you why. It would have been his third MVP, but this MVP would have been all it would have done is would have been another thing to weaponize against Lamar Jackson, to why he's not an elite quarterback, or why he will never win a Super Bowl or something like that. Because now you're talking about, oh, you got 3 MVPs, but you also only have 3 playoff wins and no Super Bowls. You're the only quarterback with 3 MVPs and never even touched a Super Bowl. So that's all that would happen. The most valuable player in the NFL award, which is supposed to be a prestigious honor, which is supposed to be putting you in elite category, all it would have done was to add ammunition to attack Lamar Jackson, in my opinion. So you know what? I'm actually happy that he didn't win it. I'm glad that Josh Allen got it. It's his first one. Played phenomenal. It's good for the Bills and their organization. And it's good for Josh Allen, know the story where he came from. Didn't get any D1 offers. Somehow got to Wyoming, balled out enough to become a first round draft pick. Bills took a chance on him, and here we are today. So it's an awesome story of Josh Allen. I've got no problems with Josh Allen winning this award. I want to be very clear, but I feel like the way that people are trying to make their point, adjusting here and there, and really trying to convince other people why Josh Allen should have won it over Lamar Jackson, and saying, hey, the eye test and the statistics tell you that Josh Allen was the better player this year. That's kind of what I see. Versus with Lamar, to me, he was clearly the best quarterback and best player in the league. So I don't understand why it's so much it's hard to give him, another MVP. But at the same time, I do get it, because if he got a third one, the scrutiny and the criticism would have just gotten louder instead of the praise. I don't understand how we get to the point where we minimize individual awards like that. It's so easy to get. It's as hard to get as it is to get a Super Bowl championship, in my opinion. But that's just me.